To battle, packmates! And welcome back to another episode of Starfleet Command, Orion Pirates Plus. I'm Admiral Tirak for the Dreadnought Scimitar, as we continue our campaign against the Hydran Star Kingdom. And last time, well, we managed to go back in time, sort of. There was a broken save in there. And capture the homeworld of 111. So the Hydran homeworld now belongs to us, and we are now working along the border to the next stronghold of 213. We're at 9,292 prestige, which means we are saving for a battleship, which we're about 1,600 points away to getting. So, with that said, let's continue out into space, cause as much havoc as we can, make some money, and buy ourselves the biggest ship that the Lyrans can possibly get. Let's see what we're going to get. Hydran starships are somewhere out there, and according to this, we are being escorted today by the IKV Dirk Slayer, which is an F5 frigate, and the Poacher, who managed to poach some advanced technology from the Interstellar Concordian, who are on the opposite end of the galaxy, literally. Like, they're complete opposite side of this galaxy right now. But he's still got a PPD, which is cool. Squaring off against us is a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser, and I believe there was an X in your name. An LBX. Okay. Shotgun cannons. Cluster launchers. Oh, and a frigate off there in ERL. So, you're a heavy war destroyer, probably about 2 fighters. You, no idea, but we're going to slam you with everything that we've got, because you're the biggest thing out there. So we have most of our power ready to go. Let's quickly throw 6 points of energy into the electronic warfare. And something we weren't doing last time for some reason is we were not giving additional priority to the electronic countermeasure. It is a powerful, powerful defense boost. Like being able to just shove 6 points of energy into that, and if they don't counter you on that, that gives you a defense shift of 2. That is just so incredibly powerful. Also, it's a level of aggression we normally don't use. Normally, we are fully on the counter side of things, but this forces them to have to counter us. So, it works out. Alright, so the Mauler is ready. Let's make sure that we've set 2-2, because I'm not entirely sure what kind of fighter force we're about to see. And it is 3. Okay, that works for me. Let's deploy our pseudo-frigates. Yes, this is possibly a poor move, purely because of expense. They are easily destroyed, especially by Hydrans. And if they do, that's 220 for each one. Something that we would not like to buy. You're actually a pretty interesting mix. You've got 3 fusion cannons, and backing that up with an additional 4 Hellbores. I like that mix. That's a cool mix in my opinion. Is it a Lord Bishop X? No, HMS Vizier is our current target. I'd like to invest some firepower into taking you out. Disruptors? Because I don't really care about disruptors being used for anything else. Phasers? I will use the phasers as a backup. Okay, took him out. So this LBX is definitely avoiding me. There's no other explanation for that. He's clearly trying to stay away from me, which I can't fault him for too much. Like, I am a pretty dangerous looking ship. Also, we are being tracked by like a ton of fighters right now. How's this HCW doing? But if you're gonna just keep putting your fighters out in the middle of nowhere, I'm gonna jump on them. This is just a couple of fighters. We can seriously knock them out. Alright, let's get within a decent range to fire at him. I'm going to hit him with overloaded phasers and disruptors. Disruptors on into him. Phasers. There we go. And you know what? You're right next to me. ESG on. Probably should have reduced the range on that. Don't quite have the angle, but oh, that was a bad time to open up your sides. How are you doing? Do you got any fighters? You don't. So we've got the Celerity over here, who's trying to get involved in combat. We're not the most maneuverable thing in there. But the simple fact of the matter is I still have my Mauler going. That's all I really care about, keeping ready for whenever the LBX finally decides it would like to actually fight. As long as it wants to play way out there, I'm content to let him do so. Also, as long as I can keep my electronic countermeasure at maximum power. Dropping a mine on the Celerity, trying to force him in, box him, and it did. Forced him to launch a Wild Weasel, which has sacrificed all his initiative. Oh, perfect angle. Mauler, get ready. Get ready. Updated. Fire. All additional weapons. Follow up. Nothing from the ESG side, but you have taken a nasty hit. Oh, you were killed by a mine. There are levels of embarrassment, and that's a pretty high one. Let's keep coming around nice and gently. The Celerity is, of course, probably the next target. I mean, yeah, the HCW-3 is, I guess he's cool. He's not. We did, of course, deal a lot of damage to him at point blank, and I'm about to deal quite a lot more because he's decided to come anywhere near me. I'm actually outrunning him right now. And bounce. Oh, wow, that was a big shot with his Gatling phasers. He really got in my face on that one. But I'm kind of happy that he used them on me instead of my pseudo-frigates. Actually, I'd like my pseudo-frigates to move at a further distance here. I want them to avoid these guys at all costs. Oh, I had another ESG, right? I didn't realize it. Hopefully it'll turn on in time. It did not. So I've now got an ESG just focusing on defense right now. Let's call them home. I don't think I want to put them at too much risk right now. So 1 and 2, come home back to me. I don't know if you can get them on board as long as I'm doing this. You can. You probably shouldn't be able to. Just from a idea of what's reasonable in lore. Seems like that would not be something that would be normally possible. Firing disruptors into his front, and then the phasers, because those are actually accurate weapons. And actually, it's... oh, that was about to burn down, but it still managed to hit him. So the Celerity having a bad day. He's lost most of his weapons. He's down to basically a single phaser 1, and he's repairing a Hellbore. He's also at a speed of 12, which is nice. Looks like the fighters are just getting up, mixing it up in there. I'm really surprised that a ship this small is packing a fighter squadron for Klingons. For Hydrons, it would be matter of course, but Klingons having that kind of mix is a little bit odd. Maybe not odd, just surprising. You're about to get hit by mine as well. There goes him. Alright, last one. The Oscar, that was your name. Hoping to win one or what? So let's just come on in here. We've got the space battering ram ready to go. Kick that sucker on. Get ready for the all-weapon follow-up, and I think we've got him dead to rights here. Yeah. Bug on a windshield. And a well-executed operation. All targets destroyed. Let's see how much prestige that one was worth. It was worth 288, which is not terrible. And we'll keep up the efforts into the neutral zone as we hit another patrol. At this point, we're just trying to stabilize the region. We've taken the planet. Now we just want to get them pushed away from the planet so they can't influence it. Alright, red alert, increased speed. Today's escort is the Pouncer, who, if I'm not mistaken, is... No, it's not the X-ship, but is a fairly interesting light cruiser, as well as the Divine Slayer, who is an X-ship. This is the fully equipped Klingon X-vessel. He is equipped with how many disruptors? We're looking at 4 heavy disruptors, 2 normal disruptors, and then 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 phaser X's, 2 phaser G's, and then 6 B missile racks. That is an eclectic weapons mix if I've ever seen one. Squaring off against us is a freighter and a light cruiser and a heavy cruiser, but it's a pirate heavy cruiser, so it's another light cruiser. Send a probe his way, find out if he's packing any sort of craziness. I don't think that he is, but hey, you never know. Click that for maximum electronic countermeasure, flicker the battery, and maximum energy to the forward shield. Also at the same time, if anything happens, make sure that ECM is fully charged. You appear to be a pretty crappy bombardment cruiser. It is the Babylon, but it's not the Babylon 5, so it's not much of a challenge. Let's pick up some speed. Sap the shield budget for more energy moving forward. I don't see any fighters, but that's because we're about 10 away from actually seeing him launch his fighters. They like to launch at around 30, 35. That's when they start getting panicky and saying, hey, we need the fighters ready to go. He's got 4 of them, which is not bad. I'm thinking about launching my own fighters and getting involved in that one. Thinking, but deciding against that. We're going to pull off to the side a little bit unless he turns into me, in which case we'll use that opportunity to slam him with a mauler. We're traveling quite quickly, so let's reduce our speed. He is quite the short-range knife fighter. Interesting. Mauler up. He's coming for me. He's decided he wants to engage. Oh, that's cute. Allow me to show you mine. 1 phasers. Overload. 3, 0, max. All up and follow up. I think I've got him. Yes. Perfectly calculated. What are you? Is there 4 ships here? Yeah, there's another heavy cruiser. Interesting. Well, we've taken out the first major risk. You're next. I'm just going to rip you open. The Jackleg. He's basically an armored freighter. He's not backing a whole heck of a lot beside 2 disruptors and 2 phaser 3s. Nobody's really afraid of that. And he's gone. If we stick with the X-type heavy cruiser, we might not have any real challenge here. So a BHV, that's the missile carrier. He's packing how many fighters? A lot of fighters. A scary amount of fighters that is a problem. Push this up to 2, start our turn, and if you go right for the Divine Slayer, that'll make me happy. This is one of the reasons why when we were fighting the Klingons way back in Season 1, we didn't ever go for a heavy bombardment cruiser. They don't have point defense, which was a major issue. For us at the time, anyway. Those are allied from the Pouncer. Excellent. Disruptors on an open shield. Yes, please. Put this down to 0. Oh, it's full power. This is 80 damage, ready to rack up right on top of him. Oh, that'll reduce it, but it hit me before it came on. You're gone, sir. I think. Not quite. Ooh, wow, he did quite a bit of damage right there. Most of his systems are offline. Incoming photon torpedoes from the long range. Let's see if I can't kill him with a pass over, but we don't really have a whole lot of rear-firing weapons. He's gone as well. Pouncer taking care of that one. We've got a double cruiser raider. He's equipped with at least one photon torpedo launcher. Let's see what else he's packing to the fight. A couple of missile launchers. He's got 2 photon torpedoes. So, gonna have to put that under the category that don't really care. You're not actually bringing a whole heck of a lot to this battle. I mean, you've got nice shields and all. That's nice, but yeah, you're not going to do much, are you? Unless I'm missing a whole bunch of phaser Gs that I haven't yet noticed. But I don't think that I did. Disruptors to actually get on through, causing a nice bit of damage. I'm wondering if I should be using my disruptors to knock out shields or my disruptors to hit up on the ground. I know that if heavy disruptors can go through shields, which is pretty interesting. Nice little splatter on the rabid dog. I suppose that's as good a name as any for a pirate vessel. Cutting through more shields. Don't have any disruptors ready for an exploitation just yet, but I am going to pick up the speed a little bit so I can give him a good chase here. And once I can get within range, we will of course knock him with the spaceborne battering ram, which does a whole heck of a lot of damage. I don't think it'll be fully... Oh, no, it's fully charged, it's ready to go. So let's just get on in here and cause a whole bunch of damage. Let's keep him from fleeing at all. Oh, didn't even need to. Cut him to ribbons. Well, that's another successful patrol in our nice little battleship. We need 10,900 or 10,600? Something like that. 276 prestige for our reward of killing just about everybody on the planet, and a tile taken, which is lovely. We're not quite at our 10,000 something mark, so we're going to have to spend a little bit more time going aggressive on these planets, or these empty tiles, really, to force the enemy back. Get back, I say. You shall not have any influence here. So another mission ready to rock. Another simple patrol. We prefer these patrols. They're nice, straightforward, and they keep us aggressive. And today's escort is provided by the Imperia. If whenever you need defensive plasma torpedoes. Oh, you also have an R. That's a fascinating mix. As well as the Edge's Wager. Hi! Looks like the Edge's Wager has taken a little bit of a beating since the last time we saw him. He's missing one of his plasma torpedoes. I'm half actually tempted to beam him over some supplies just to make sure that he can be more functional. If he fixes that plasma torpedo, heck, that's an additional 20 damage. Considering his primary heavy weapon alpha is 60, that'd be a significant amount. So we do have a freighter off in the distance at this point. We should be at full charge, so let's send the probe, set up our electronic countermeasures to a maximum value, and of course the forward shield to a full power reinforce. Just to make sure that we don't drain the battery, we're going to flicker that real quick. Make sure it doesn't accidentally come on at any time and drain our most powerful weapon. Oh, friend. Oh, sunshine. You came to the wrong fight. There's no other way of putting that. He's got 2 phaser 3s and 2 anti-missile defense systems. And nobody else is here to save him. Maximum speed of time. 3 down to 0. 1 at overload. We're just gonna nail him. I don't think super surprised if he survives the Mauler. Because, you know, at the end of the day, 120 damage is a lot of damage. But it's not like insane amounts of damage. And fire. Oh no, that did it. That was it. Yep, that was the only target information. You got hit by a weapon designed to blow up starbases. Sorry. No victory to be had for him. I don't imagine that'll be like 100 prestige. It'll be like 60 something. No, 72. 72 is not bad. And a neutralized tile, that's good. We do want to keep neutralizing these tiles. Save the planet, or save our recently stolen planet, I guess. 9,928. We're closing in. Red alert. Today's friend is the Pouncer. I think this is a different Pouncer. Yes, this is a very different Pouncer. The other Pouncer was at least a light cruiser. Squaring off against us is a light cruiser and another light cruiser. That could be really dangerous. It's just the 2, right? Yeah. There could be one over here. That just seems to make sense to me. That could be really dangerous if they're carriers. According to this, it's a... Nope, you're a heavy war destroyer. You're some sort of Legionnaire war destroyer? I'm not super sure about the classifications of Hydran vessels. And yeah, that... Oh, it's a frigate. It's a DWF. Alright, so we know that we can take out a light cruiser in one pass. So phasers to overload. The ESG to minimum range. And we'll set up our defenses now because, yep, we're at full power now. So 6 points of energy into the electronic countermeasure. Maximum on the forward shield just to make sure that we are completely defensive. Or at least defended. And we'll try and run them over. Use the Mauler first. follow it up with the ESG, follow it up with all the other weapons. Hopefully that should be a kill. We've seen it do it several times, so that should be a kill. Energy sap from that, because I want to get in there before the rest of the fleet groups up, and if that can be had, I'll be able to cause a wonderful amount of damage. So light cruiser cruising at a speed of 20. He has deployed his fighters. There are 4 of them. Alright, that's not too dangerous. And if he turns away from me, I'll actually be able to just swoop in and take out his fighters. Mauler is ready to rock as we cruise on in on an intercept course. It'd be nice if the Mauler would just kill him in one shot. That's a pretty decent mix of weapons. 2 Hellbores and 3 fusion cannons. There go the 3 fusion cannons. And fire. And all their weapons. Follow up. Hope for the 80. Hope for the 80. That'll do it. Okay, that's 4 fighters down. How many fighters you got? 2. How many fighters you got? 8. Oh boy, and another ship has just shown up. Let's kick it up to maximum speed. Let's start pulling away. And we are at a speed to start pulling away. But that's a bad amount of firepower. We should actually be able to cruise on out of here. That's pretty good. Phasers on a broadside. Sort of give him a little back off, buddy. Oh, that hurt. He's got 363 firing Gs, and that's a nasty combination. Drop a mine. Let's start suckering his fighters a little bit. So he's the carrier. I did not realize he was the full-on carrier because he's got 8 fighters, and that's terrifyingly deadly. I do need time. We've lost our current ECM because I don't have it currently set to go maximum power. But right now I want speed, I want maneuverability, I want the capacitors recharged, and we have to stay above a speed of 26 in order to do that. You're a heavy cruiser, but I don't think you're all that dangerous. Pseudo-frigates are destroyed. Capacitors are charging, but slowly. I need time. Pardon me. I need time in order to actually sort things out. Don't want to fire my phasers too much, purely because that immediately saps up enough energy to recharge this completely in one go. So, come on. We've got a lot of fighters following us. Wow. Oh, does he have more than that? Interesting problem. Okay. I can work with that, I think. Show me this light cruiser. This light cruiser, the Invincible, has taken some pretty nasty hits here. I may have enough damage to kill him. Phase capacitor down to 0. We are at really high power. Drop a mine, drop a mine. Get him to back off. Nothing in the Mauler right now. So, ESGs to full. All up and follow up. We are fully charged on capacitor, disruptors, and mostly charged on this. I think we've got a run over that'll kill him here. And if we do, that'll take out a lot of fighters. If that was the right one. Yeah, that took out most of the fighters. Alright, we've basically got just a couple of fighters left. We also have basically no shields left. I have a shield. I'm trying to turn so that he wastes his firepower there. Alright, that's fine. Haul up and shoot. Okay, got all the fighters out of the fight. We also have lost all of our shields out of this fight, but that's okay. How are you doing on attack capability? You are not particularly good. You're also the only thing left. Slow way down. Slow way down. We need power. We need power, energy. I need the phase capacitor back to full. I would like this back to full. It's going to take a little while to charge up. That's a good plan. Shove him back a little bit with the ESG. He did not care. In fact, he followed up with a scary amount of firepower. Alright, I may have discounted. Against smaller ships like this, that kind of missile salvo is deadly. Against larger ships like us, we can actually take that. Alright, up to speed. Disruptors. Let's just start getting involved. Knock down shields. Open up holes. If you come close enough to me, I can give you a little bit of coverage, but you're going to have to actually get here. We're fully charged on the ESG. Still no power on anything else, but that's fine. 0. Kick it on. All up and follow up. Capacitors are good. We don't have disruptors. Oh, he's going to open this up. There we go. Nice big pass. Our forward shields are down, but we did get a nice big piece out of him. Let's start some patchwork. So fix that. Defensive tractor beams are engaged. That way we can defend ourselves from these incoming missiles. He can spit out quite a few at a time, but if he splits his fire like that, he's not going to have a whole heck of a lot of success. Phasers, we're about to get a down the throat shot through a shield. It's not a whole lot of phasers, but it's something to work with. And I'd like to get my disruptors on, but I don't think I'm going to get that tight of a turn pulled. Can I get a little bit of rear point defense phaser work going on here? I don't like carrying that. Now I can shut off and get all that power back. Disruptors, we're actually at a pretty decent... should be at a pretty decent range by the time we come back around. So we managed to take out all the Hydron carriers. Well, the Hydron carrier and the Hydron aggressive destroyer. I think... No, the double raider, aggressive bombardment raider, whatever he is, he's the one who took out the Hydrogen frigate. Kind of thought that we were going to lose the Pouncer in that one missile salvo. I thought it was basically done for, but apparently not. He's lost everything at this point, so now let's brush up against him. I need to do that without actually getting the forward shield on, because he was going to explode. That's this sector of space pacified, although we do have to go home now, because we did take a couple of hits on through the shields. It wasn't bad, but there were some repair parts spent, and we like to keep this thing topped off, just so that it's ready for any danger to come. 426 prestige, that puts us at 10,054, and neutralizes a tile, which is really nice. High shipyard, I think it's 10,903. So 2 more missions-ish. Maybe a little more, because we're about to repair things. 11 plus 7 is 18, plus an additional 1 spare part and some mines that we've been blowing through. But that's actually going to do it for today's episode. I've been Tarek. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I post one of these videos, press that little bell icon, leave a comment. I will see you all in the next episode.